What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews, and it's a Friday morning. Happy Friday, everyone. We're going into our weekend here quite quickly. So Makita sent out an email, kind of like a newsletter here, talking about their latest tools for September, which is pretty cool. Now, what makes that unique is Makita never really talked about their new tools. It's pretty rare to see anything coming out. They just released a chainsaw recently, just a rear handle, single LXT battery, and they talked about it nowhere. Actually, it's not even in this list at all of these new tools on the website, which is that's just Makita for you. It's kind of weird, Milwaukee, DeWalt are like, oh, new tool, push it out there, everyone sees it. Makita's kind of just like, don't say anything about our new tools, they're a secret. So I don't know why Makita does that, but you always got to kind of hunt around for new tools. I watch other reviewers, other people even message me and once in a while and say, hey, you seen this tool? I'm like, I have not seen that tool at all. But I'll get more of that and a little bit more in the video too about some of the tools that are like, wow, you haven't seen that? Or, I've never seen that before either too, because it's just so hidden. That's kind of what Makita does. So let's jump right into this, guys. They have a new LXT Heated Vest, which is pretty cool. If I had to throw a guess on this, we might not see an XGT version of this just because of battery size and also because it's such a kind of a slow drain type of tool. It's not going to pull from the battery too quickly, so probably maybe only gonna see this for LXT, CXT. We could see an XGT one in the future, but I'm not gonna keep my hopes up for one, just because we have smaller LXT and CXT batteries, and XGTs, even their 2.5 is about the same size as a 5 amp hour LXT battery. Not very compact, not something you just necessarily want to carry on with you too much. All right, moving on to the next tool, another XGT Grinder. Here we go again. I think they had like 8 or 9 when they first released XGT, which is a ton. And they've been releasing like a new one like every 6 months or something like that too. They do go on sale quite a bit, so if you want to get a new, really heavy-duty grinder, they're actually a pretty good deal. Of course, the batteries are basically the same price as the tool itself, so it is a rather expensive purchase, but I've heard great stuff about these grinders. They do hold up really well. They just have so many of them, and I know, of course, in fabrication and welding and things like that, you need different types of grinders. There's many different places you're gonna need tons of grinders for, of course, but okay, we have enough of them in Makita. Make something else. Give us like a framing nail or something, or a table saw, stuff we've been asking for forever. I know we have so many grinders, so it's always fun there. We have a backpack mist blower kit. Kind of interesting here. It's something I don't really ever, actually, I don't think I've ever seen one of these used. I think they're mostly used in Japan, maybe in other parts of Asia as well too. But I never see these. Also, it comes with 2 8 amp hour batteries. That kind of seems like something kind of heavy to, wear on your back there. I don't know what the total weight of this thing is with, the batteries, but man, it's gotta be pretty heavy though. If I think about that, just the 2 8 batteries alone, plus the backpack player, then whatever you have, of course, liquid in there too. That's definitely gotta be pretty heavy there. I would imagine this thing is definitely gonna be well over $1,000 just because the batteries alone. Then whatever the backpack sprayer is, I'd probably say like $1,500 is my guess on that, if not more. But pretty cool tool. If you're ever going to need this, it's probably only really pushed to, commercial applications there. You probably won't see this ever at Home Depot or really anywhere else for that matter, unless you're doing more commercial work there. All right, we finally have a XGT cordless mixer or mud mixer here. This is awesome to finally see one of these, something that, we've seen from other brands that have, larger capacity batteries. Are very common to see this. But I'm surprised they didn't come with this thing a lot sooner. This is a very commonly used tool, especially a tool that definitely requires, a ton of power. So I'm surprised they didn't give you the 8 amp hour battery with this, as well, like the other tool. But oh well, 4 amp will do. 4 amp hour will do pretty fine here. So not a bad tool. Again, I don't see this one in stores too much. This will probably be online only, of course. I don't necessarily see this tool, selling a ton of units, but of course it's there, and it's definitely a tool that I've seen. Mud mixers are very, very common for a lot of trades, so definitely something to keep your eye on there. All right, we have the new XPH 16, and there also is a version of this that is not hammer drill, so just a drill driver only. This tool actually was announced, man, almost a year ago. I wasn't even aware it was announced that early. I thought it was announced like 2 months ago, but I found another article on it that talked about it about a year ago. This is their new drill. It's kind of a weird thing because it's less powerful than the current XPH14 we have right now, and of course it's quite less powerful than the XGT version. But this is going to be, I would assume, like a mid-range compact. It actually is compact here. Looks very similar to the 14 model. If I had to throw a guess on this, though, this is going to be the drill we're going to see in the LXT and Impact Kit holiday deal of this year. It's a wild guess right now, but I'm saying we're going to see the XGT 21, which is the TD173 that's out in Japan right now with the controls on the back. We're going to see that version in the US along with this for the holiday deals. I'm going to call that. I know it's kind of far-fetched, but I'm keeping my hopes up. That'd be really cool to see that, especially like $400, get 2 free tools. That'd be absolutely incredible to see. So I know, kind of crazy, but I would love to see that. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see this year, so that'd be awesome. All right, we have a new 18-volt vacuum. I will say these vacuums are awesome for commercial work. I've seen them in airports. My wife uses 2 of these for her cleaning company. They're absolutely amazing. They're very easy to maintain too, and make sure to do your maintenance on these things. They definitely require some maintenance, like any vacuum. Keep them running smoothly, and also definitely buy that cyclone attachment. It basically is just a larger bin that keeps some of the larger debris out of that smaller filter up on top there, which is right here. So definitely is really awesome. The trick though is these things are very, very expensive. So buy them on eBay, get them on Amazon when they go on sale, you know. Don't buy them in the kits because you're not really saving any money getting like a smaller 2 amp hour battery. These things do go through batteries pretty quick for what they are. So my wife only uses 5 amp hour batteries on those. She had a couple of the smaller ones and she's like, it's not worth the weight savings because you definitely need significantly more runtime on these tools. Just go with the larger batteries, forget about the smaller batteries. It's not worth it. So a couple of hints there, guys. Hope that helps you out if you're looking to buy these, smaller vacuums. They're awesome. I will say though, they're not job site vacuums. They're not for picking up, sawdust and screws and stuff like that. They're designed for just like commercial cleaning of like commercial properties, commercial carpet, residential carpet, things like that. They're not designed for really, on a job site there at all. All right, so finally, we have a cutoff tool here. Yes, it's brushless. It's for LXT. We'll probably see this for XGT here in the next 6 months to a year, if not sooner. This is way, way late to the game here. If you haven't already gone and got the DeWalt one or the 2 Milwaukee ones, they have an M12 and an M18 version of this out already. I wouldn't be surprised. So glad to see Makita finally coming out with this. This has been out for quite a while from other brands, so I definitely kind of want this tool. I just don't really have anything that I necessarily need it for heavily. I could think of some times when I definitely could use this for some, quick cuts where I won't need to pull out a reciprocating saw and a metal blade. This would be really handy to have. But I'm curious to see the pricing on this tool. If it's going to be like $209, I'm not going to buy it at that price point. But my hope is, though, we see this at the holiday deals as one of those free tools, because then I will definitely pick this tool up 100%. It's going to be well worth it then if that is the case. So loves that as a holiday deal here. Makita is looking out with corded tools, which is pretty cool. I did not expect to see a corded tool come out here recently. This is their new power scraper. Of course, comes with a hard case, which is pretty cool. And then it's a cordless scraper that looks like an SDS. So basically, it's an SDS hammer without any rotation. Basically, what it is there. It's just the hammering function only. So really cool to see that. We're still seeing corded tools come out, which is neat. All right, so this tool is, been in stores. I think it's been at Home Depot for a deal recently. It's gonna be their new barrel grip jigsaw. Yeah, this thing is expensive. It's well over $200. But if you want the Makita barrel grip jigsaw, there you go. This thing is finally out now, and the controls are on the side, which is pretty cool. I definitely like that. Very easy to use, and up to 3,000 strokes per minute. Pretty cool there. All right, we got the XGT Microwave. This has been talked about for quite a while. Definitely a very unique tool from any tool brand. Seeing a microwave. I will say you got to kind of understand, I guess, the Japanese job sites a little bit more than the U.S. job sites. If you watch anything like Paulo from Japan or Paulo from Tokyo, he does some stuff where he goes on some job sites here and there on some of his videos that are really cool to watch on his day in life videos, and I can definitely see where this tool would be used. In Japan, I would say this tool is definitely significantly cheaper than it is here in the U.S. So if you can import this tool from somewhere else, like Japan, or even some reseller somewhere else, I would say do that. Don't buy this tool in the U.S. directly, just because the pricing of this tool is over $1,000 for a microwave. You can go buy a $500 gas generator and a $100 microwave at the Lowe's right now, and you'll save $400. It's like, it makes absolutely no sense to me. why they did this exactly. So just very odd. But I mean, if this tool is like 300 bucks, I mean, yeah, it's not a bad deal for a microwave. Then that is totally cordless for camping, and I'm surprised they didn't release this again. That kind of like that, that teal, outdoor adventure series kind of thing too. Would be kind of neat there. But they haven't really done any outdoor adventure stuff in XGT. XGT has been pretty much just in blue, and you can pick up a few select tools in other colors from Japan only. So that's kind of neat there. We finally have a new circular saw. This is basically going to be the equivalent to the current generation, which is a few years old now, of the LXT saw. That's going to be the new brushless version. This thing is pretty expensive. I think it's almost $300. Waiting for a deal on this thing. I will say I do have a Metabo HPT saw, and I have been very, very happy with it. I picked up for like 50 bucks on clearance. So really, really happy with that so far, and just loving that tool so far here. This isn't really that new of a tool, but it's kind of out there a little bit. This has been out there for, they kind of make different variations of this tool every once in a while. And basically it's just going to be an LXT, 2 batteries, and basically going to be a wheelbarrow. They started at about $1,100. Now before you're like, well, that's really expensive, I looked at some other competitors to this, and they're right around the same price too. So it's not like Makita's like way expensive on this tool. That's about the price points they have for these tools. So not too bad there. And then a couple of variations here. They've got like the flat frame only. They've got kind of a flat bucket here. They also have one with a dump as well too, which is kind of neat. I would love to pick for what I do for doing junk removal. I would love to have one of these. I just don't want to spend over $1,000 on one. So yeah, I'd love to pick one up. Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. It kind of seems really expensive, and I don't know. It's really tempting to pick one up. I just don't know. I do want to spend the money on it, but I don't. So I guess I'll see in the future, but would love to grab one of these for a job. Would be awesome. All right, we do have a new hedge trimmer. This thing has kind of flown on the radar here quite a bit. It's the XHU10Z. Now, this is the new version. The older version they have has been out for forever. It did go up in price recently from $129 to $139, and kind of sad to see that because it's not that great of an edge trimmer. It's like the least powerful one from any brand that I've seen, but it's very precise. So that's what I like about it, which is really neat. So. They do have some of the other higher end versions from LXT, and the top end LXT is only $250. So you might as well spend the extra $100 and get that one with a nice rotating head. I did do a review on that one not too long ago, and it was absolutely amazing. It's got the power you want. It's super light, super comfortable, and it's very quiet too. So just love that thing. All right, guys. So that is all the new tools for the U.S. But I wanted to show you here quick. This is Instagram. This is Makita Japan, and of course you see the tools way before they come out out in the U.S. Japan, basically about a year in advance. So we've got a couple of new mowers, which is kind of cool. I wish they would get away from that, that plastic residential look and kind of just go all commercial metal deck. I refuse to buy a plastic deck mower. That just seems silly to me. I want heavy duty commercial for what I'm buying. We do have, of course, the pruning saw. For me, though, I'm not really a big fan of the pruning saws. I reviewed about a dozen of them or so now from a lot of Amazon brands. A lot of them have pros and cons. I'm sure the Makita one is very expensive. I found a few to import from Japan, and they're right around $300 at this point. I would say the best one I've tried is the one that I just reviewed not too long ago, the Sand Logic one. That runs on Makita batteries. It's under $100, and it pretty much does everything I want it to do. However, though, I would just use Makita's top handle chainsaw, the little LXT one. That thing is tiny, has about 3 times the power of these chainsaws, and honestly, I don't know why I would use this type of chainsaw over just the top handle that you can pick up for around $200. If you look on eBay, you can find them for quite a bit cheaper too. I got both mine for right around $100 each on eBay. Brand new in the box, which is pretty cool there. Also, probably gonna see a new impact wrench out here very soon. And then this is also an XGT pressure washer. I'm not sure when I would need that exactly because you still need a water line. So I don't know where I would be with a water line and not a power. Yeah, that's kind of my question there. A little confused on that one. I like the DeWalt Craftsman thing where they had the battery powered pressure washer that you could just put into a body of water or put into like a bucket of water. Was really cool. That's a great idea, and I've seen a lot of people actually find really cool uses for those. But if I got a water line, I mean, I'm sure I've got power somewhere, right? So I don't understand the price point on that one. And for the price, I'm sure it's going to be XGT. I can buy a gas brush wash for that price then too, and get way more power and probably save money. So, not sure I understand the point of that one too much there. But of course, we're going to see some stuff like the XGT coolers, which are already been out for a while. This is, of course, I think the new version of the LXT vacuums, the 36-volt vacuums. It's not that kind of a wand built into the side, which is kind of neat there. And of course, you're going to see stuff like this is the cutoff tool. This was announced way back in June 14th on Makita Japan. So we've already known about this stuff for quite a while now, which is pretty cool here. But you can also check there's a lot of other tool guys in Japan that post a lot about the Makita tools there. Just really cool stuff to check out for. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, have a great day, and stay safe out there.